I don't know if you felt like this too, but lately it just seems like everything is just moving way too fast. Like, we're always rushing to the next thing, the next big goal, and the next distraction, and we barely get a second to just be. So in this video, I just wanted to slow things down for a moment and like genuinely talk about being present, and not in like a weird, unrealistic way, but just noticing your surroundings, noticing your own thoughts, and not trying to outrun anything. Isn't that so sad? I really did think that this was a keeper, but no. This is just a vintage sweater. It really had a lot of wear. And I did think the collar on this one was like really kind of cool, but it really was just like a vintage sort of lightweight jacket. So ultimately I felt like maybe it just wasn't enough. This one I actually did end up purchasing. It did retail for $98, and I did like the idea of this sort of like very minimalist approach. This was definitely giving 90s. This one I actually did pick up, mostly because of the fact that it was new with tags, but also this like teal color and this all over embroidery really caught my eye. So I do end up picking this one up. I almost bought this one just for the plot, you know. Now we have the salad. I don't know who had this before, but I feel like I need details. Like, why? Someone please. If you know, let me know. This was actually a pretty nice jacket. It was a 20% cashmere blend, which was nice, and it was like just a Halston, like an older piece. I believe that it typically sells for about $50. At least that's what the comp that I saw was. But we really are out of that season, and unfortunately this one did disappear out of my cart. I honestly don't even know why I'm looking at these. I don't even sell shoes anymore. I'm actually trying to get rid of them. So yeah, but if shoes are your thing, that's your jam, I will say that they can be resold. So there is a market for that. I really wanted to pick up this shirt. It I think might have been like an older piece from the 1940s or 50s, but I just wasn't sure that I could market it, you know, so I ended up leaving that one behind, unfortunately. I did think about this one for just a second. It is a blank, but I didn't think it was substantial enough. And I did really want to get this one. The chevron and that sort of like fit and flare circle skirt made out of the chiffon really gave me 2010s vibes. And my little heart was like, can I make this work? But I did not end up picking that one up. It's a spoiler alert on that one. But I did think that it probably was kind of cool and could have been something. This one I was sad about. Ralph Lauren is having a moment right now, but ultimately because it had that stain, which you'll see here. I ended up passing on it. And I did think this was going to be a cool vintage piece, but that staining on the neck is just like really hard to ignore. This one is a go back. It was giving all of the whimsigoth vibes that I love, but too much wear. And this was definitely really cute. The sell-through rate is not good on this. But alright, that's everything that I have for the thrift-with-me portion, and stick around for the haul. Alright, so we're going to get into the haul, and I'm going to tell you everything that I got. So if you're interested, just keep watching. Alright, so first up, and I know what you're thinking, right? Because I was thinking it too. I was really thinking it. And I'll tell you that I was completely wrong about this one. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I mean, this, I thought it was so, I just thought it was so good. I originally ended up buying this because I was going to keep it, but now that I know that it sells for good money, I'm sorry, but like, I'm going to sell this thing. But yeah, this was probably one of the most surprising things that I did pick up. So pretty excited about this. And it's not what you expected because of the fact that it kind of looks like it's from like a fast fashion-y brand. And I'll show you too if you didn't already see it, but it is extra, extra large, made in China. This flimsy little tag right here totally threw me off. But yeah, this was my most unexpected find of the day. And yeah, just there's money to be made here. Alright, then I found this. This is nothing special. It's just Anna, which just stands for a new approach. I think this might actually be sold at like JCPenney, if I'm correct. It is. It's from JCPenney. Originally they wanted $44 for this, but I think I'm going to take this to my buy sell trade store because this just is not a brand that retails for so much. And then on top of it, I think like it's not something that people are actively searching for on the app. So then I got this. This is going to be for buy sell trade. It's just a wild fable. But it is brand new tags, so I did think that was nice. And it looks like this came out in Q1 of 2025. So it's just this red flannel. Then I picked this up. I'm still on the fence about this one. This one's just the Old Navy, and it is brand new with tags. Originally they were going to sell this for $45. It's extra, extra large. And I think this also came out pretty recently. 2022. Okay, 2022. I didn't know that. But yeah, this is brand new tags. It's giving that like poet, sort of like Wuthering Heights kind of situation. And it does have this like bishop sleeve. So I might actually sell this myself. I'm going to look at comps, but if not, then it's definitely going to go to my buy sell trade. And then I have not found this until now, but I heard a lot about this brand. Hopefully you can see that, but it is a size small, and I believe this is the Rebecca dress. Comps on this are pretty good, even for like a smaller size, like a smaller medium. So I'm super excited to sell this as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it has this beautiful floral detail on it, like this Henley top at the top with like these buttons. And it's just like a short sleeve. So this is good for the season that we're currently in. And I'm excited to see how that performs. And then I got this, nothing fancy. This is just a Skies Are Blue. It is a size medium. It's just another flannel. It is red, white, and blue. If I were to list this myself, then that would be something that I think a buyer would possibly want because of the fact that like 4th of July is coming up. But I'm going to take this to my buy sell trade store. And it does have like this cool detail, this here, this like sewn on, which I thought was really cool too. But Another buy sell trade piece. And then I have this. This is a Ralph Lauren stowaway jacket, I believe, with like the red pony here. It does have a flaw right here. It looks like it's a burn mark. So whoever used to own this was probably like a smoker or something like that. But it does have this like hood that you can pack away. And the comps for these are pretty good. So this was a solid pickup. And I think even with that damage, somebody probably won't care. So yeah, nice. And then also I did find this. Now I really got this because I just liked the style. It has this like stripes, railroad print. It's denim. It's a short jumpsuit, I guess, like a romper kind of a situation. And it is a size 14. It's just universal thread, nothing special. It's not a newer piece per se, like I think it's been a couple of years, but I did think this was super cute, and it might be something I end up just like taking to my buy sell trade store, because the comps online for this are not good at all. But I thought it was super cute, and I considered keeping it for myself. It's like a nice little like throw on, run errands kind of a situation. And then I have these. This is like a, I guess it would be like a wide leg flare, possibly. The size of these are a 29, which I thought was a really good size. And it's just from Level 99. This used to be sold at Anthropologie. I don't know that it is now, but it's got some pretty good comps online. And I know that this sort of like mid to low rise is coming back in, so I'm excited about this too. And then next I got this. This is just Orvis. It is a vintage Orvis, which is why I picked it up, with a corduroy collar. I thought it was really nice. And it's like this army green color. And I will throw in all the keywords like chore, utility. I could put in army or military or something like that, but who knows. I did have to replace this button here because it didn't actually like come with this top button. But I did replace it. I don't know. I personally feel like it's a pretty close match. You guys can let me know, even though the thread is definitely a different color, but I don't think it's all that noticeable. Either way, I'll probably just go ahead and just close that. And yeah, the comps for this are pretty good, even though there's wear. If I have to, I'll just knock it down a couple dollars and we'll see. Then I got these. And these are just like some Lululemon sports bras. I'm not going to sell these myself, but I do know that I can take them to my buy sell trade store and they will accept it, because they've taken all of my Lululemon. One of them is an older size dot and the other one is like a newer size dot, but yeah, it's pretty lightweight and I love selling these. That maroon one doesn't have like the padding, but we'll see if they accept it. I know last time that they took all of my Lululemon, so my buy sell trade will probably want these too. And then I just washed some of these, so excuse me, but I got this. It is a vintage Lee tag, but it has this print on it, which I thought was super cool. And I honestly almost wish that I would keep this myself, but I like things to be a little bit more like oversized, so I probably won't end up keeping it for myself. But this is awesome, and I did have to clean it off at one point because it had some like weird gunk on it or whatever, but it looks like that got taken care of in the wash when I threw it in the second time. So I'm excited for this. These also have like really good comps. Now, I don't know what my deal is with this brand, but for some reason I can't leave it behind, even though I know it is not the best seller, but I know it definitely has like a following. So this is just Prana, and that is the logo on the back, if you haven't seen it before. I forgot what the style of these pants are. Granted, they won't go for a whole lot, and I'm okay with that, but these are just a nice like hiking pants, and we are in the season of hiking, and it'll continue to be like hiking season up until like the fall and everything. So I'm actually like okay with the fact that this is probably going to be a little bit lower of a seller, but also because of the fact that like I got it from the bins, I'm more than fine with that. Prana is not something I would pay thrift store prices for. And then I also got this, and this is something that was also like a little bit surprising for me, even though I really picked it up because of the style more than anything else. Myself, I had like a punk phase, like I wouldn't call it a goth phase, but I had a punk phase when I was in school when I was younger. It's actually really funny. So like I think that like the corporate goth in me is like loving these kinds of things because they're not outright alt or like alternative, but you know, I think like with the styling and everything, like definitely is something that like a punk rock girly rockstar girlfriend vibes would want. But this is a size 4, and it's just a White House black market. It is like asymmetrical, so that kind of drew me to it, was the asymmetry. And then as well, it is longer in the back. This is not an older style, but I did think that like the shawl collar was also really nice as well, and it does give me like those alt girl vibes that I love so much. Possibly even lagging look, I could see that too, just like your cool edgy girl who wants like a nice throw on that she can wear that feels very comfy and cozy, and it was giving me all those vibes with this one. So sad to see it go, but someone will love this. And this one, I did not look up comps for this. The comps really weren't that great, to be honest with you, but I really love the style. It's not my size, but you know, I did think it was super cute, and I didn't want to leave her behind. But this is just Ann Taylor, and I love me a good floral. It's giving all the spring vibes. It is a like eyelet style. This one is a couple years old, but I still think that like this A-line tea dress, retro eyelet, all those things, and it is 100% cotton, is definitely something that somebody would want for the spring. So I'm going to try my hardest to get this one up as soon as possible. And then I am about to photograph these, so this is why they have hangers on them still, and I did like steam them because these are things that I personally wouldn't put in the wash. But this is a Melanie Lane. This isn't a brand that I am familiar with per se. It does have studs on it, which is definitely giving like that rocker, like corporate rocker, indie rocker girl, minimalist even. But this is just a medium. It is brand new with tags, and I believe it did have like a price tag on it. I'm not sure what happened to it, but it somehow disappeared or came off or whatever. But normally these price for about $98 brand new, and so I am excited to see how this one is going to perform as well. I just think it's like a nice basic. And then this isn't something I normally would buy, but this is just a Lauren Michelle. It is a size large, and it's brand new with tags. It does look like Steinmart wanted to sell this for $34.99, and it's got this sort of like teal turquoise all over embroidery on it with like this like sort of flare almost sleeve to it, and it also has this sort of like Really pretty detailing here. Oh no, I just saw that there was like a spot on this. No. Oh well, I guess I'll just disclose that because I didn't realize it until just now. But I did think it was like super cute. And I'm going to see how this performs because this color, if you don't know, is so much more popular now. Like the girlies, Y2K girlies, Gen Z girlies are really loving this teal color. So that's a lot of the reason why I picked it up. And then like the all over embroidery I just thought was absolutely gorgeous. And I will be disclosing this flaw just because it looks like maybe somebody's makeup or something got on it. But yeah, nice. And this is a men's blazer. It is 100% linen. I love selling 100% linen blazers this time of year. I think it's just like a really good staple for like your business professional wardrobe in the summertime. This is a medium and it is a Daniel Bishop. It's brand new. Still has the buttons on it and the tag down here. And it's just this like really nice men's blazer. And I'm excited to get this one posted as well. This one was a go back that somebody threw back into the bin and I was watching them. I wasn't being stalkerish, so don't judge me. But this is just a Y2K Banana Republic leather blazer. Now I will say that it does have like some damage to it, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not anything that I personally couldn't fix, and I very well might fix it myself. I already have fabric glue, and I am going to just sort of like get the leather black color like dye, I guess, and I'm going to put it on this part if I choose to fix it myself. But I think I'm going to like post it and see if someone else might want to just like fix it themselves, because I don't love doing projects anymore, but I couldn't leave this. This is from like 2003. It's so good. Comps for this were amazing. So if you find a Y2K leather jacket, blazer, whatever, I definitely feel like if you don't pick it up and you're not at the bins, then you should definitely give it a quick Google, because you will be surprised. And then I got this. Never heard of this before. This would be my first time seeing it, but this is I think it's cardigan, made in Ireland, 100% merino wool open cardigan. It's cable knit and all the things. It has pockets. This is so good. I love picking up these kinds of things. They do sell really well regardless of the year. I have found, and it is a size large, which makes that even better. And then I picked this up. I am a little bit sad because of the condition of this one. I wish I had looked, but to be honest with you, it's possible that someone won't care. But if you look really closely, you can see like how there's like these brown sort of like things going on with these straps. It's because the elastic on it has completely worn out and has dry rotted at this point. Black vintage items do have an issue with dry rot, just like shoes do, like vintage shoes. But I couldn't help myself because of the fact that it had like these beautiful velvet butterflies on it and like these rhinestones. It's sheer at the top. It does look at the bottom like there was some kind of like DIY situation, whoever it was, maybe, but it could have been a seamstress as well, just because it does look really nice. This doesn't look like an amateur thing, but someone did cut this and make it shorter at one point, whatever. And this is a vintage like 90s or possibly Y2K. It is a size 13, which is like a junior size, but it's from a brand called Girlfriends, made in the USA. And it does say it's dry clean only. Granted, I have a way to wash these where I don't always take them to the dry cleaner. There's certain things I will not try to clean myself, and certain stains that I just absolutely won't even bother with. But I'm excited to see how this one is going to perform. I did see like a weird thing on this when I had it on my lights or whatever when I was steaming it. So I'm going to have to wash this, probably just hand wash. And I did think that this was super cute. This is going to look adorable for whoever ends up getting this. And then I also picked this up. It's just a black puffer. Nothing special. The brand isn't even anything special, to be entirely honest with you. It's just Goodfellow, but it is new with tags, and looks like they wanted to sell this for $50, and it's a large. So this should perform well whenever the winter falls back around again. And I'm not sure if I'm going to wait to post that one, but I might. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so it does look like that's everything that I have. And I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me and seeing everything that I picked up at the bins. And I am so thankful for all of the time that you spent with me. I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.